Hey guys, I want to touch on a very important topic today in relation to social anxiety. And I want to answer the question, does it ever get better? Do you ever reach a point where social anxiety just starts to disappear from your life? Does something happen where through the passage of time you start to notice anxiety slowly fading and disappearing in your life? As you get older, does it just start to go away? And to answer this question, I want to share some of my experience with social anxiety and let you know that in my experience, it doesn't. The passage of time often only makes your anxiety worse if you do nothing to change that. If you don't become the agent of your own change in your life, then nothing will happen. Your anxiety will only get worse, and your situation will only get worse. Because I myself struggled with social anxiety for about a decade, from the age of 13 to around 23, 24, 25, my mid-20s, I was still struggling with social anxiety. And I finally reached a point where I knew that if I didn't do something to change my situation, then essentially I was fucked. Nothing would happen. My life would only get worse. I'd only become more depressed because what I found was in my mid-20s, I still didn't have the emotional connection with people. I still couldn't make friends. I still couldn't talk to women and let them know that I desired them. And I still found myself just very lonely, and I couldn't do anything to change that. There was like this invisible force blocking me from expressing myself and just doing the things that I wanted to do in life. And I found that even after serving tables and socializing with thousands of people and supposedly desensitizing myself to fear, to my anxiety, nothing changed. Although I did find my situation getting slightly better in social interactions, I could more confidently make it through the situation. Still, there was this underlying fear and this block within me that prevented me from truly feeling comfortable and relaxed in that situation. So I want to let you know that if you do have social anxiety right now and you're wondering whether it gets better as time passes and as you get older in life and you have more experiences, I'm here to tell you that no, it does not get better. It doesn't get better until you do something to intervene and to change your life. You have to be the force in your own life, because what happens is with social anxiety, you go through life and you just accumulate all this conditioning around it. This conditioning that tells you you're a certain type of person, that you're bad with people, that you're bad with girls, that you can't ever feel comfortable in your own skin in this world. So what happens is you accumulate all this conditioning and it tells you that you're a certain type of person, and this conditioning, it accumulates the momentum of it. You accumulate this momentum and it prevents you from, it creates an identity. That's what it does. It creates an identity in your mind, and you come to believe that you are this person. You come to believe that you are defective and that you can't ever change your situation. And this is what happens more and more over time. As time passes, this identity becomes more firmly established in your personality, and this is why your anxiety only gets worse as time passes. So that's why you have to be the change that you want to see in your life. If you don't do something to intervene and to change your situation, then you're only going to experience more and your situation is only going to get worse. Therefore, you must seize your own life. You must take responsibility for it. You must establish in your own mind that if you want to change your life, you've got to get up off your ass and you've got to do something to change it. Because unless you change your situation, unless you do something in your life to intervene, then 5 years from now, you're going to be looking back on your life and what you've done. You're only going to be in a deeper hole, more depressed, more anxious, more afraid of life. So I would urge you today to realize the situation you're in right now and realize that if you don't do something to change it, then your life will only get worse from here. It will only go downhill. And you might even reach the point where I reach, where suicide sounded like a very probable option. That's what you're up against. With all these mental health problems, you have to be the one to intervene and to change it, or else it only gets worse. So that's what I'll leave you with today. Realize you must be the change in your life. You must do something now to improve your situation and to ultimately live the life that you want to live. If you want to be free to express yourself, if you want to feel comfortable in your skin, if you want to have the relationships and connections that you want in your life, then you have to do something to change that.